Tell a story of when you experienced something that you still can't explain to this day. I'll go first. Back in the 90s when I was a kid, we were struggling financially, and anytime that I was hungry, I felt a little bit of guilt because I didn't want my parents to have to pay for my food. It was a really stagnant, hot summer day. Just me, my mom, and my brother were at home, and out of nowhere, we hear loud crashing and banging all over the roof of the house. We were up on the second story, and there was a porch and like a balcony, so we could hear the porch and the balcony getting hit also. We're freaking out, and as soon as the banging stops, we get up and we run out to the balcony. That was the closest space to us, and when we looked out, we were like, what is this? There was produce everywhere. Everywhere. There was produce on the balcony and on the ground outside on both sides of the house. The yard was pretty big too, so for there to be this much produce, something really, really weird must have happened. We run downstairs and we notice that there's also wooden crates laying around, so we start grabbing all the produce and putting it into the crates. It was like a field day, and I remember thinking this is gross because I don't even like, cabbage or potatoes and carrots, but my mom was really excited. We're all kind of walking around the yard, grabbing stuff and putting it into these crates when my mom looks over and tells us to stop. I remember her yelling out like, wait, where did this come from? And we start looking into our neighbors' yards, and there was no produce in their yards. I remember my mom getting kind of frustrated because, she thought maybe the neighbors that we kind of beefed with threw the stuff at our house. But that couldn't have been it because we were pretty damn broke, that whole neighborhood was, and nobody was gonna waste and throw this much produce at somebody's house. Also, because I was a kid at the time, I didn't really think it through, but the produce hit the roof of a second-storied house, so it must have fallen from the sky. That's impossible though, so where did it come from? A few years later, I learned about small freight planes, this was back in the 90s, that had been known for accidentally spilling the stuff that they were carrying through air. To this day, that is the only reasonable explanation I can think of. It was really weird, but it was also a blessing because we had a bunch of fresh produce.